Welcome back, benchwarmers. Well, it all comes down to this.
With all the wide receiver issues we had all season and our deadline mix-up, we have a chance at the playoffs.
Although we might need a little help, we are looking forward to hopefully making a run. I'm Nando. There's still hope.
I'm Corey. Playoffs? Playoffs?
I'm Brendan, never picks the right flex, and this is RV from the bench. Before we get started, if you're not already, don't forget, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you never miss any one of the new episodes.
Also, if you could please do us the favor, if you like what you see here, please don't forget to smash that like button.
Smash it for us, come on, it's free. It's free for you, it's free for us, helps out the channel a lot more than you probably think.
Hell yeah.
Gentlemen, well, one, I'm feeling a little bit better, so that's good. But two, besides the fact that I, threw Nando off on who to play last week, we still have a chance. We still have a chance, like we've talked about in the intro. We might have taken an L, and we'll get to that in a moment this week. But, again, there's still a chance. Ugh, Corey, I screwed up, man. We were trying to text you, but you were sleeping, and I was confused, and I don't know.
Yeah, sorry. Sunday, I had worked a concert Saturday night, and it was the last of the run of hell for me at work, and I was sleeping. I saw you guys texting back and forth, and I saw your thing of, like, I say this one, or that one, and I was like, yeah, I like it. That looks good. And then I fell asleep. So I didn't have a whole lot of help there until it was too late. But, again, like you said, we still have a chance at the playoffs, so it's not the end of the world, but it could have been a little nicer. But the question also is, if it really would have mattered who we played, would we still have lost anyway? So...
yeah, we did lose pretty big. We'll throw the matchup here on the board right now. We lost by about 30. So,
yeah.
But we did have some big numbers on the bench, namely some wide receivers. And honestly, they were receivers that Nando was thinking about playing. The problem is, I don't know if you would have played both. Would you have, Nando? Would you have played both Juwan and Devontae? Or would it have just been one?
And Devontae would have been a harder play, for sure.
Yeah.
And that was just because, he just recently started picking up a lot of carries. It's not carries. Targets.
Because the Jets are playing for nothing.
Yeah.
It's helpful, though. It's very helpful getting those snaps, because guess who's not getting those snaps? Garrett Wilson. And it's just all Devontae for the most part, and it's helping us. So we don't care if they don't win. We don't care how they play out the season as long as Devontae gets to help. But Jennings, I would have for sure played Jennings.
So you would have played Jennings for sure. I actually know that you were, because you were talking about it. You're like, there's nobody else really there except when Christian McCaffrey's there, and obviously Christian McCaffrey's out, or maybe if Jordan Mason, or except he's out too. So you did say it. I just didn't know how that offense was going to roll, and they were rolling. Man, they beat the shit out of Chicago. It was pretty ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the ones, though, that I was kind of disappointed in, and I actually can't stand this fucking team. I dislike them. This is my least favorite team in the whole league. But because we were just trying to figure out what the hell to do, we got double whammied by Buffalo this week. The defense, dude, these guys don't have negative all season. At least they get some decent points. Seriously, 0 negative game. It's the worst game that they've had in 3 years.
Dude,
and then...
-4 is bad, so I knew it was bad. And I kind of forgot watching this game on TV initially that we had changed defenses to Buffalo. So I was just watching this game like, God, this offense is just back and forth. Everyone's scoring a bunch of points. I definitely don't have Josh Allen. And then I realized, oh wait, our defense is getting murdered out there, and that did not help one bit.
Yeah, and speaking of Josh Allen, Nando, you can speak to this. He ran in for 3 touchdowns. I think we have somebody that runs in touchdowns sometimes. Did he do well this week?
No. He actually did worse than most players on his team compared to everyone else. He scored, I think, the lowest fantasy-wise.
Yeah, 3 points. Thanks a lot, James Cook. My gosh, so we just got screwed. I actually I texted you guys on Monday or Tuesday. I forgot what it was. I was watching First Take, and they had like a graphic that come up about Sunday. 44 points allowed, worst this season. 457 yards allowed, worst this season. 73.3% third down percentage for the Rams, worst by far this season. 0 takeaways, 0 sacks. It's actually the first game that the Bills have played with 0 takeaways and 0 sacks in 3 years. Not 3 weeks, not 3 days, 3 years. And we were like, yeah, play them for sure. And so we got double whammied by that one. I mean, it was a good game to watch. Go Rams. I'm glad they won. But gosh, dude, we got screwed fantasy.
We totally did. And who would have saw too Sam Darnold for the other team having the career day and throwing for 5-6 touchdowns, and like what is happening? Like that's two anomalies that just totally screwed us in the same week. So if Darnold has like a normal day and Buffalo has like a decent day, we're right
just
within
their normal average day. If we get 6 points out of their defense and a normal 15 from freaking, from James Cook,
and we're right there. So it's just one of those weeks. It just didn't break our way, but hopefully, like we said, we have a shot at the playoffs still. So let's build into that and see what we got going into our last shot here, guys. What are we looking like?
Yeah, week 14, 15, 16. I don't know what week we're in, but we're about to be in a good week. Nando, I think maybe not. I've been kind of absent. I've had a busy week. Did you do these waivers by yourself?
I completely touched them by myself. I didn't as much contact you guys with about it. I just let you know what I was doing.
Mm-hmm. Yep, true.
Besides that, I was just looking. Hey, this player is injured. This game's on Thursday after playing. I think it was a Sunday game. That's a very short time to recover. So I need to make sure.
Break down your waivers. We'll throw it up on the screen here. Let us know what you're doing here.
My first pickup that I knew that we needed to throw away right away, only because I remember them being as a free agent because it was their bye week just last week, was Denver defense. It is the second best fantasy wise this year, and I wanted the Vikings. They were available also, but I said, hey, Denver, even when they get scored on a bunch, they still scored big. I think it was like a 36-32-ish game, and they had 20 points as a defense. That's pretty solid because you'd be in the negative.
Oh, that was against the Browns.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then my next pickup was I dropped Chubb. Nick Chubb, he's not a bad player overall. Fantasy-wise, he's been a little hit or miss for us. But I dropped him because we need the backup to the backup to the backup quarterback with San Fran. And your running back to San Fran because he's injured. Like I said,
Guerrero, right? Guerrero?
Isaac Guerrero. He needs time to recover, and if he doesn't make it back this week, we're gonna play him because I'm pretty sure it's a rainy game that day, and if he's not there, we need a back to fill in for sure.
And so that's why you picked up Patrick Taylor there, yeah. Honestly, I really like the moves, man. We're getting down to the wire. There's not going to be a ton out there. So props for you. I mean, like I said, no help on it. This is exactly what we needed. Get the backup to the backup to the backup. Backup to the backup. To the backup. I don't know how many backups there are, but definitely get the fourth string running back for San Francisco. And yeah, I'm ready to move off Buffalo after a -4. You can get a big ol' right there. Thanks a lot for nothing. So yeah, Corey, what do you think about the moves?
No help whatsoever from Buffalo there. Yeah, no, agreed. I thought Nando, when he told me yesterday what he did, I was like, all right, no, those are good ones. Like, hopefully they go through. That's a good decision. I think the Denver one could kind of actually be maybe our MVP coming into this weekend because, again, if they're the top defense, maybe they show out, and that's just one of those gets us just over the hedge there a little bit and gets us that win. But I'm excited, and Nando doing it all on his own. We've both been busy working and trying to. You survive through all this stuff, so Nando been just proactive on his own and doing good shit. I like it.
He's learned a lot, and that's great. That's good. They play the Colts. They host the Colts, so at least they're at home at Mile High, and anything can happen. That's where they just tore up the Browns. So yep. Let's make it happen again. Why not?
I'm hoping. This week is just the week. I'm not expecting those record highs or record lows. It could be. It's the make or break of the season. It's not just my team I'm relying on to win. I'm hoping for another team to win this week, and if they win, it's a guaranteed spot in the finals. The playoffs to make it to then the finals.
Well, since you brought it up, then let's throw up the standings so you can kind of get an idea of what we're looking for here. Go ahead, Nando. We're playing the fifth place team, who's ahead of us right now by just points. We're tied record wise with all the way to third place. So as long as we win, that guy's getting knocked down, and then who I think, the team is playing the other team.
Yes, the team and the team are playing the team. Number 2 team's playing the number 3 team.
Thank you.
So if that team beats that team, then my team will go up by 1. And then if I beat the other team that we're playing against now, I as a team will go to number 4 team spot, and the other team spots will go down.
Hold on. Before we continue, have any of you guys seen the movie Basketball that the South Park guys made back in the day where they make up a sport?
Yes.
Okay, there's a scene in there. It's Dan Patrick and them on ESPN, and this is exactly. They're like, if New York beats FLA in the tournament over here in '75 by 13 points, then they just go on and on and on.
That's where we're at.
That's where we're at. This is just astronomical. We need this to happen and this to happen.
And the Bears can advance to the National Eastern Division North to play Tampa. So if the Bears beat Detroit and Denver beats Atlanta in the American Southwestern Division East Northern, then Milwaukee goes to the Denslow Cup. Unless Baltimore can upset Buffalo and Charlotte ties Toronto, then Oakland would play LA and Pittsburgh in a blind choice round robin. And if no clear winner emerges from all this, a two-man sack race will be held on consecutive Sundays until a champion is crowned.
But again, we have a shot, right, Nando? That's all that matters.
Yes, that's for sure.
You know what? That's the other team. F them. We need
the teams.
We
yes,
third
screw the
place
teams. They gotta lose. They gotta lose, and it really matters because we're not winning by points. Points is unless we have a
200-point game this week.
It's really not gonna happen, and we just need my team to win and the team playing the team to win as well.
Yes, exactly. That team. We need them to win or lose, whichever team you're referencing. Woo! Go second place team playing third place team. So yeah, I mean it's really close. You can see here. I mean 8 and 6. It's kind of cool that the league actually was this good. I've been a part of leagues where it almost decided who's in the playoffs by week 10 because there's just such a gap between who's good and who's bad. So this has been at least exciting as much as we've had our things to say. This has been fairly exciting league. So it's looking pretty good.
Looking forward to it.
Well, it all comes down to this, fellas. We're going to throw it up on the board here. This is the Week 12 or 15, I think 15. Week 15 matchup we've got here with team 5th place team. This is it, man. We have to win, and we need some help, but we have to win here. I'm most nervous probably from his perspective about the Jahmyr Gibbs matchup. That dude could go off at any moment. And if they're feeling like running the ball that day, he is a speedy back that can do some damage. It's probably the one I'm most worried about. Nando, I know you're super torn on like a handful of people. Can you give me a couple of them? Obviously the Garendo one because of injury, so we might just have to loop in the backup. But besides that one, the receiver front, I know you're kind of torn on a couple. What's the ones that you're looking between? Jennings and...
So it's Jennings and Adam Thielen, the biggest two. And that one's just based off the weather for sure. It's not as much that I think Jennings not going to score big. I thought he was going to score big last week because of our back issue.
Sorry.
But you should be. But with that, it could be a hit or miss, and I don't want to play a gamble on this last week where we need to win. Adam Thielen has been doing good these past, I think, 2 or 3 weeks now.
Bryce Young's turning it on.
And with that, it could be a chance that even if it's that 11, 12, 14 points that he scores, that could make or break the game for us right now.
Yeah. The only other person that I know that he's got on the bench is Jonathan Taylor. They're playing in Denver. Maybe that's why. Like against our defense, hopefully he plays them and they do bad.
That's cool.
Do you think we got? I mean, what would you do, Corey? What do you think about this weather that Nando's talking about? This Jennings thing. It's a quick turnaround, like you've talked about, from a Sunday to Thursday game. Now they just came off of a really hot streak, but the Rams are looking great. These guys play each other tough all the time. What do you think? If you had to lean with one of them, try to give Nando some advice, because you know me, I'm bad at picking the flex. Where are you leaning on this one?
Personally, I'm leaning kind of Thielen, only because you mentioned the short turnaround. Frisco's like kind of on their dire needs. They need to win this week or their lives are pretty much over as far as playoffs are concerned. And the Rams are feeling really good about themselves after their big win against Buffalo. But this is
one of the best teams in the league, except when we play their defense.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about it. Yeah, so I don't know. It's just the Rams and the Niners are always really close. Shanahan and McVay obviously know each other really well, so it's not like one team's going to beat the other really badly. But
probably not.
I'm just a little worried that with the short week and the weather and the division opponents, and again, the Niners really fighting for their lives and not having the backup to the backup to the backup running back anymore at this point. It's just I don't know. I just for some reason feel good about Thielen. I know the Panthers aren't playing for anything, but Thielen and Bryce Young have seemed to kind of figure some things out. I think
Bryce Young's playing for a starting quarterback spot. That's for sure.
He had, I think, double-digit targets the last 2 weeks and has done really well. So obviously they've kind of figured something out. So that's the only reason I'm leaning that, because like I told Nando too, if you play Jennings Thursday and you play one of the running backs Thursday, depending on who's in tomorrow or not, and they both don't do good, then we're off to a terrible start going into Sunday, and it just could go downhill from there really quickly.
Yeah, no, that's all valid points. Couldn't agree more with all of them. But Jennings, I mean, every time we freaking don't play Jennings, the dude, I think we've played him one time. Nando said we needed to play him one time, and I think he popped off for 20. Every other time I've told Nando no. and he does well. So it just makes me nervous because it's just like the jinx, man. I don't know. That's why I'm not gonna pick.
Also, if you look at it too, he's had a couple really good career games. They all happen to be against the Rams. So that's the other crap. It is against the Rams. So maybe there's something about
that was a 40-point game earlier this year.
Yes,
that was a 41
Rams
points
in week 3. So that's why I'm like,
that was in LA.
Yeah. So that's why
son of a bitch, Corey.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. That's why I'm feeling, but I'm like, it's a Rams. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. I'm torn.
Some people like playing certain teams, and the division rival between LA and San Fran is huge.
Yes, massive. If not one of the biggest in NFL right now. So yeah, I'm with you. Again, Nando, it's up to you, man. It's your call. It's your decision. It's your team.
And that way you can't blame us if it all goes wrong.
I was really hoping. I was telling Corey earlier. I was like, "Hey, if Brendan says don't play him, then I'm gonna play him. If he says do play him, I'm not gonna play him." But you're not picking, so it's a little hard.
I'm not picking. Maybe I'll know by tomorrow afternoon. I'll try to give you an update on a feeling.
The bad juju's a little hard to work off of. So,
Brendan, you got to cut off at 4 p.m. tomorrow, sir. 4 p.m.
Okay, got it. I'm brainstorming about my feelings by 4, and then I'll relay whatever I'm feeling to you, and just do the opposite, like you said. Perfect.
Is there any players you're worried about, Brendan, this week? Because for me, I'm worried about, honestly, Miami's tight end scoring. He usually scores pretty big compared to his projections.
Dude, Johnny Smith has been coming on. Like you just don't like throwing it to Tyreek and Jalen Waddle, or what?
Yeah, but Nando, you have Tua playing, so no matter what Jonah Smith does, you're going to get points out of it. So
yeah, I mean, to Nando's point, though, depending on how well they get better points for yardage, and they get 6 points for a touchdown compared to the 4 that Tua gets for throwing it. Still get points to your point, Corey. It's not like a 0, right? We get some points for the yards and some points for the touchdowns, but yeah, no. Honestly, Johnny Smith has been coming on strong. I didn't see it coming. I'm not too concerned about others. Bucky Irving playing at the Chargers. Bucky Irving's doing well, but the Chargers defense is good. They just lost to Kansas City. They need wins because, I mean, granted, they're not playing for the division anymore, but they definitely want to guarantee that playoff spot. And they're going to be hunting it down. So, yeah, that's probably the only one I'm most concerned. On our team, I just hope James Cook has a bounce back game because that was not good. 3 points, bro. That's just, can you hand the ball off, Josh? Fucking asshole.
Yeah, and I know you guys don't have it.
Come on.
Jeez.
I know you guys don't have it up here, but I remember from looking at it earlier, the guy we're hoping win the team that we need to win against the other team.
Yeah.
is going against Jamar Chase, who has had some pretty big games. That's another person I could be concerned about.
But going against the Titans, I think, and we remembered earlier, the Titan secondary at least is pretty good. So maybe he doesn't have a huge day, and the Titans can still lose. So,
yeah, no, the Titans are most likely going to lose. The thing that I'm hoping for, kind of playing off of what you're saying, is I'm hoping that maybe they get up early and get up quick. Some Chase Brown rushing touchdowns. Yes. Maybe involve T. Higgins because that guy don't get the ball enough. And then they just can run the ball, sit back, maybe sit Jamar. They won the game. Let's just call it. You know what I mean? That's kind of the game I'm hoping for because dude's been on fire. He leads the league in receiving this year. I think yards, maybe touchdowns too, because he's just lights out, bro. And Burrow's playing so good. Man, whoever has Joe Burrow, dude.
He must be popping off right now. I'll tell you that.
No. That and Chris Boswell. Let me tell you.
And
go ahead.
My only last concern is, for some reason, I think there's a curse. Either we're playing someone or they have someone on the team that has a QB that has a record high out of nowhere. Just scores like we've had
Jordan Love.
Jordan Love. He has not scored a lot this year. I think the highest point was like a 20-something game. I'm hoping that it's not like another Sam Darnold does the same thing, hasn't scored well. It's been like either
Seattle,
12th man Monday night.
Okay, I'm feeling good about that matchup.
Seattle's playing for something. They need the wins because they're going to be playing the Rams week 18 for the division, and they need to stack dubs.
Okay, I'm just hoping there's no random record high.
So that means Monday night could come to the side at all. If we're up big, we need Jordan Love to get, just beat the heck up in Seattle. And if we're
Sunday, yes,
close, we definitely need him to suck really bad. But we got to have a Monday night Seattle big time game up there. Let's go Seattle defense.
That's Atlanta. You're mistaking them. It's Jordan Love's Sunday.
Sunday night's Atlanta. Okay. Sunday night. Yeah, we have Bowers on Monday. I was like, wait, I think
that's who we're preying on. Everyone else is playing Thursday and Sunday.
Seattle's the main concern. That's the main concern.
Yeah, no, agree. Yeah,
go off and shut Jordan Love down.
Because also the reason why it's a big concern, to Nando's point, the other team that we're hoping loses has DK Metcalf.
Oh, even better. Okay, sweet. So,
and Aaron Jones. Actually,
yes.
So we need Aaron Jones to do poorly. We need Jordan Love to do poorly. Let's just have a low-scoring game Sunday night.
Yeah.
How about that?
3-0 Seattle. That's what we're
3-0 Seattle. Book it.
Jordan Love, 3 interceptions, a fumble. This the worst game of his life, but
down
3-0.
Down. Yeah. So that looks good. But it's coming down to it, man. I mean, this is where all the marbles are. I'm glad we made it to this point. Again, we have some more stuff that we'll talk about once the season is over, what some of our plans were, why we've done a little bit more than, maybe what most would have done. But as for now, we're still fighting, dude. We are still fighting.
We're alive. We have a shot. Nando, what's your confidence level percentage-wise going into this weekend?
I really didn't think I was going to make it this far.
True, honestly.
I thought I was going to be like the bottom teams, I was going to be towards the bottom, at least like 7th, 8th, because of just how things are moving along. But
yeah,
we picked it back up, lost a little bit, picked it back up. Like, it's just in transaction trends. It's just going up.
Yeah, that big 3-game win streak was huge for us to kind of get us right back into the position. Last week kind of killed us to where it's all do or die this week. But, hey, I'll take it instead of being out like everyone behind us, because we're the last team that has an actual chance. So
let's hope we take advantage and get that dub.
I'm down, gentlemen. I think we could do it. Now we just got to hope for us and help from others. Let us know down in the comments below. Are we going to win this week? We look close, bro. Do you believe in us in the playoffs?
Now, not only do I think we're going to make the playoffs, but do you think we can win the whole thing? Because I'm feeling really good about our levels of confidence right now. I'm really high, feeling good. Comment here on YouTube or on Instagram at RVUFTB or Twitter. Let us know. Is there anybody else we should be maybe picking up before Sunday morning? Last second waiver wire. What do we need? What am
I missing? Let us know. Appreciate everybody. Thank you as always for stopping by, seeing things from RV from the bench. I'm Brendan.
I'm Corey. Like we always say, enjoy the sports until we talk again.
Peace.
Love and positivity, but please give us the win!
This was a Sycamore 4th Studios production.